Welcome to the Fish Flip tutorial. Fish Flip is a two-player competitive game where players are competing to catch the most fish and earn points by completing bonus cards. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game, 1 point per fish plus anything that they receive from a bonus card, is the winner. The game ends once one player has collected 10 fish, at which time you play to the end of the round, so each player has equal number of turns, and then whoever has the most points wins. We are set up here with the player one's hand. The cards are all double-sided, so this is a 3 catfish, but it is also a 6 perch. Player one's secret bonus that they can get at the end of the game, in this case if they catch the most trout, as well as 6 free actions that indicate the free actions that player one can take throughout the game. You can only use those actions once per game. Player two is set up in a similar manner. This is the stream here with the deck of cards here, and then this is upstream and then going on downstream. So on your turn, you can take 3 actions. The first action that you can take is you can draw a card. So you can draw a card off the top of your deck and place it in your hand. The second action you can take is you can flip a card in the stream. So one of these 3 cards here in the stream, you could flip that card over and put it on its other side. The third action that you can take is play a card from your hand to the stream. So you play it anywhere in the stream, and when you do so, it flips the next 2 cards downstream. So perhaps player one would want to play it here. It would flip both this card and this card. Those are the three actions that you can take. Then you also have free actions that you can take anytime before or after your main action. Those different free actions are: you can make a fish invisible. So you can act like this fish does not exist. You can make a fish plus or minus 2. So this is a 3 bass. You can make it a 5 bass or a 1 bass. You can prevent a card from flipping. So in our example earlier, I'm playing a card here. These next 2 cards would have to flip. I'd say that one will not flip, so only this one will flip. And then you can change the type of fish. So you could say this is a catfish instead of a bass. You can switch the places of 2 fish. So you could say this fish and this fish will trade spaces. And then finally there's a wild, which is any of those other 5 free actions. Again, free actions can only be used once per game, so once you use them, you flip them over to show that it has been used. After you've taken your main action and any free actions that you want to do, you catch fish if able. Now, to catch a fish, you have to have the same type of fish on the end that are a higher value than a different type of fish in between them. So for instance here, this bass is a 5, this bass is a 3, the trout and the catfish here are a 3 and a 4, so I can't catch any fish. Unless, for instance, player 1 had played the plus or minus 2 and made that bass a 5 bass now, so both basses are higher than the 2 fish in the center, so those 2 fish could be caught. They would go to the player's score pile, and you put the little token on it to remind yourself that is your score pile and not part of your hand. Now again, it does not have to be at the ends of the stream. It's just the fish in between. So perhaps this is the stream, and that same example, again, using the plus minus 2, make that bass a 5. Now this catfish is smaller, I can catch it. Now, it is important to know that you cannot catch the same type of species. So, for instance, if we have a bass in there, and even though it's a 0 bass, we'll use this as an example, we couldn't catch any fish in this situation because a bass cannot catch a bass. And then at the end of your turn, so let's say they decide to do this, they catch the catfish, it goes over here, this moves here, and the last thing you do at the end of your turn, no matter what, is the top card of the deck comes out to the downstream, to the spot downstream, and you choose which way you want to place it. So maybe they would place it like so. And that ends the player's turn, and this next player's turn. You continue taking turns like this until Somebody has caught 10 fish, which time you play to the end of the round, and each fish is 1 point, plus you score any points for your private bonus card, plus any points if you accomplish the public bonus card that both of you are competing over. And that is how you play Fish Flip.